Hi guys, welcome back to the channel. So for today's video, I'm going to be showing off my favourite superhero video games. So superheroes, we all love them. We like to have the powers of one, let's be honest. But the superhero video games are probably the closest that we're going to get, obviously. So thinking about that, I thought I'd show off my superhero video games that I consider to be my favourite ones. Now these are the ones that I've actually played that are in my collection. There are some superhero games that I haven't played that are in my collection. There are also superhero video games that I don't own. So if you're wondering where some are or ones that you may have chosen, that's just what's happened. They're either in my collection, I haven't played them, or I just don't have them. So we're going to go on with that. But first of all, many of you guys know, I chose Monkey King Heroes back as my last game in my playthrough that I was doing. So I've completed Rise Son of Rome. Very good game, really enjoyed it. Very, very short, but I was great nonetheless. But yeah, with this, it was just like, I played a little bit of it, and I slowly, you move really slowly. The combat is quite slow as well. Even though like you've got like special moves you can do and stuff like that, and you've got like magic you can use. It was just really, really like mundane, and it didn't feel as exciting to play it. So it's kind of annoying, really, but I did give up just because it's just like wasn't feeling it at all. Again, it was one of those mistakes that I made.
How could this happen to me? I made my mistakes.
You look at the gameplay and you think, oh, that looks pretty cool, and you hear what the good things that people say about it, but then when you play it yourself, you're going to have a different opinion. So there you go. So I'm just going to trade this into CX. You get £5 for this, so it's not bad. It'll get me a few other things. So anyway. But I decided I was going to play the Crash 4 game, which is so good. I'm really enjoying it. Some of it's really weird because it's like, obviously you do getting the boxes is obviously trying to get all the boxes, and there are some levels again where you literally think you've got all the boxes, and then it says you've got like 4 boxes missing or something. You're like, how is that possible? But then there's also lots of other things they take into consideration and through the levels. Like now, getting every Wumpa fruit is literally like a goal as well. Like dying 3 times or less is a goal, but there are some levels where I've died like 20 times. Like I fought the first boss, I fought Engine, and it was like I literally 20 times or something it took me. So yeah, there's just some really different things in it, and obviously lots of different features. You can switch between Crash or Coco on any level to play any level. Excuse me, not during the level. And then you've got other characters in there as well, which I've played as one. I can't remember her name, but there's also some other characters you play as. But I recommend it. It's a good game. So enough about that. Well, enough about that. We'll move on to the superhero games. So as a kid, I think my favourite superhero games had to be the Spider-Man games. These are definitely some of my favourite games. Like I remember playing this more, especially with the bits with Venom. In the sewers, that's pretty scary. And then with this one, like I think I've literally only completed this like properly once, because all times I ever played this, I literally just kept cheating on it, and I'm not about that anymore. So we played that, but I really do like them. The really good introduction for Spider-Man on the PlayStation, really, really good. As I sit here, I just realised that that's also something that I just realised I don't actually know. Sorry, bear with me. Yes, another game that I would actually have in my hands, which now looking at my collection, I actually don't have a copy. I don't think. I don't even think I have a copy of it. I think I have a copy somewhere. I don't even know. But Spider-Man 2 is what I'm looking for. I don't even know why I've got it. Hang on a second, you're going to have to bear with me. Sorry about that. I just checked to see if I have one, and apparently I don't. So I do not have a copy of Spider-Man 2 in my collection, which I actually cannot believe that. It's insane. I can't believe I don't have a copy. I don't know why, but that would be one of my favourite games as well. It just clicked in my head. That should have been that one, but I completely forgot. And I don't even have a copy. I can't even believe that. I must pick up a copy now. It's imperative. Anyways, moving on. My favourite Hulk game, of course, Hulk Ultimate Destruction. Not really much to say about this. I've covered it in my Hulk video. If you haven't seen it, go check it out on my channel. Very, very good. So much better. Open world element, love it. Much better than the 360 one. Better than the other one, the Eric Bana one. I think the Eric Bana one was okay. Like, I loved the fact you fought different like gamma infused people, but at the same time, like the stealth missions where you're as Bruce is a bit like a bit weird, but you know, otherwise okay. I suppose this one can't really be classed as a superhero, maybe like a vigilante or an anti-hero or whatever, but the Punisher game for me is definitely a very good game. I've played this so many times. I remember the first time I ever played this game, I never did the final bit where you fight Jigsaw because I didn't know. At that time, I was quite naive, and wasn't really thinking. I suppose the naivety came from the fact that I just didn't think all the possibilities through about shooting his jetpack or anything like that. So I completely forgot about it. So I just left it for a while, but I've completed it multiple times since then. You know, you pump action shotgun. That's all you're using. You know, you don't need to use an awful lot. Other than that, really great, love it. Definitely worth playing if you haven't, so pick it up. Next we have X-Men oranges. Would you like some X-Men oranges? X-Men Origins Wolverine. Obviously much better than the movie. And yeah, I love this. Very graphic. Obviously, it's got the 18 rating for a reason. It's very graphic. But then again, you know, so when you think about it, the Logan movie was, but then at the same time, like, that is like Wolverine. Like, obviously, they tone it down in the TV shows and stuff like that, but, you know, Wolverine is an animal. He is savage. He's literally going to tear these people apart. So, you know, but it's such a great game. One of the first Xbox 360 games I ever played as well. I didn't mention it in my favourite console video, but this was definitely one of the first ones I played as well. Really enjoyed it. Yeah, I think just all in all, it was just definitely worth picking up. It's definitely my favourite X-Men game to date. Obviously, with stuff like X-Men Legends, I haven't played that yet. But obviously, it's like a team setting, so I suppose if I'm going solo for this, I have to choose this. Next, of course, without further ado, it is the Batman Arkham series. Now, I don't have Origins for some reason as well. I don't know what's going on. I thought I had it. I don't. So I need to pick up a copy of that and Spider-Man 2. So I need to add that to my list at some point. But yes, the Batman series, these games are absolutely amazing. Like, when playing Arkham Asylum, it was like, could this be topped? You know, and then going into being in Gotham City as your open world on Arkham City, it's like, oh hell, this is amazing. It's so good. It's so, like, just everything about it was like, couldn't believe that it could get better than this, and it did. It was so great to play it. It's definitely one of those games where I always think about the next time I'm going to play it. Obviously, with my backlog, it's going to be quite a while yet, but definitely going to play it again at some point. This was also Arkham Knight was really good, and the thing is about this is, like, a lot of people didn't like the Batmobile element in this. I liked it to a certain extent, but what I didn't like is, like, how they put so many missions and stuff into it. Like, so many goals that could only be accomplished with the Batmobile. Like, I feel like that was kind of a silly thing. Like, I get it in some missions, but not all. Like, when you fight Deathstroke, it's like your boss battle is in the Batmobile versus his giant tank. It's like, no, because you look at Arkham Origins and that was a hell of a good fight for a boss battle, you know what I mean? So why would you play it in the Batmobile? Exactly. Definitely something, you know, this was definitely one of the first games I picked up for my PS4. One of the first games I played on my PS4. as well. Again, you know, the Batmobile stuff was great, just some of it could have been better. Playing the DLCs are really cool, like the Red Hood one is really cool. Probably my favourite one was that, and the Harley Quinn bit was probably one of my favourite ones as well. The Nightwing stuff and that was probably, it's kind of the same kind of Batman stuff, but Harley Quinn and the Red Hood one was really, was it the Red Hood one? Yes, it was the Red Hood one. Really good ones. So definitely recommend. If you haven't got a reason to go back and play this, play the DLCs if you didn't, because they are really, really good. Love them to pieces. And for my last game, it's couldn't have been anything else. It's something that a friend of mine, Jack, hi Jack, is literally starting to play right now, and he's enjoying it. Something that everybody who's played it agrees, and of course I'm talking about Spider-Man, the 2018 one. It's so amazing, so fantastic. It's just like you can't do any more. And even like doing the bits where, because there are a lot of times where you, like say, golf and you golf and swing for a while until something comes up on the main story or something like that. But for me, because I'm the kind of person that once I hit one of the towers and exposed an area, like I was doing everything in that area, all the collectibles, everything, I was picking it up. That's just how I play games, like when they're set like that. I will do that. I will pick it all up and it'll be great. So yeah, so there were a couple of times where I was just swinging around, you know, with nothing to do, unless a crime popped up. But even when the crime didn't pop up, I was just in love with the swinging mechanic and just how New York looks like this. And it's just so, like, there's just no other words to describe just how amazing this game is, and just how much, you know, this kind of sets the tone for future games. Because obviously Miles Morales is, you know, the next one, and it's, people consider it like a bona fide DLC of this game, and you know, I don't really have an opinion yet because I haven't played it yet and whatnot. Obviously the negative parts about this game are, people say, like the Mary Jane and the Miles Morales like stealth missions, just because a lot of people don't really get it. A lot of people didn't really think they were necessary, because they're not like difficult by any means, but it's just like, you know, could there have been something different instead? But who knows? But yeah, I mean, the Insidious 6 stuff is just amazing, and yeah, it's just, again, just like the Batman games, a game that I could quite easily pick up again like that if I didn't have a backlog of games. If I'll give one honourable mention to a game, it's got to be Lego Marvel Superheroes. The first one, not the second one, because again, I haven't played the second one yet. But I do own it. But the first Lego Marvel Superheroes, again, I've played that multiple times. I think it's amazing. I think it's great. It's just, the open world in it is so amazing. You know, every time, like when you first get to that point where you can do the open world, I literally, you know, I suit up as Iron Man and I go through and literally uncover every part of New York that you're allowed to, and literally do everything you can. You know, try and, when you go to the characters and think, oh, can you actually get that character, or do you need to get another character? Like, oh, you know, you need to get Wolverine to dig, or you need Ant-Man to get smaller, blah blah blah. It's just, and you know, and the story itself was pretty good. You know, everyone kind of joining together in the end, even all the villains, to fight Galactus. Spoiler alert, but you probably would have played it. But yeah, I think that's it for it, really. I think there's not much more to say about it other than that, you know, hopefully the second one's good. I've heard a lot about it. Again, the open world part is pretty good apparently, and I'm sure it's kind of a step up from the first one, so I'm looking forward to playing it. I really hope you guys enjoy. Let me know in the comment section below what your favourite superhero games are, and what superhero games you think I should pick up that I haven't either mentioned or shown in my video. Don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe down below with notifications turned on for my latest videos. Anyway guys, thank you very much for watching and subscribing. Enjoy the rest of your day, whatever it is you're doing, and as always, take care of yourselves.